According to a new study by the Pew Forum on Religion and Public Life, the nation's spiritual landscape may be becoming a little less religious.
That the church is pretty much one generation away from extinction.
Indeed, it's the young. 1 out of every 3 persons surveyed, in fact, under the age of 30, who say they don't link themselves with any organized religion.
We're talking, U.S., major countries, U.S., England, Australia, and Canada. And what we're finding is that what has been called in the States mainline Protestantism is collapsing.
No religion.
And
in the U.S. now, that's an interesting one because the census doesn't really ask too much about religion, so the researchers there don't have enough data to predict what will happen. But check this out, no religion is actually the fastest growing part of the population.
So traditional
in the
religions
States.
tend to fall away as people become more educated, and science looks at some of the supernatural things in the writings and teachings of religion.
And then, the controversial portion, he found the second big drop of 25% is directly correlated with time spent online, a category of person which was basically non-existent in the 80s, which is a really interesting thing to think about. Could the internet really be a catalyst for people losing their faith?
Life is bigger.
If you have studied with anybody, this is Adventist and non-Adventist alike. There are Seventh-day Adventists that are getting on the internet, they're reading all these allegations against Ellen White and starting to wonder if they're in the right church. Maybe you've studied with friends and they become interested in the Sabbath and these types of things, and then they get on the internet and they find out that we have this false prophet. That's what we're dealing with this morning. What do we do with these internet attacks? How do we answer them? I have to just be very plain up front that there are so many counterfeits, you will never be able to combat the counterfeits by studying the counterfeits. We don't have time to cover every internet accusation, but I'm hoping that the time that we do have will give you enough confidence in the gift of prophecy and give you an understanding of where these internet attacks come from, because they're all of the same flavor.
To accomplish their goal of drawing away disciples after themselves and dividing the congregation, states may use smooth talk on the internet, on television, or in letters to loyal witnesses of Jehovah. So avoiding apostates means that we will not allow them into our homes by reading their literature, watching TV programs that feature them, examining their websites, or adding our comments to their blogs.
So don't be bogged down with these apostates, and be careful on the internet. We were talking about that this weekend with friends. Oh, my word, how many times do I tell you, be careful? Going here, going there, they'll suck you in. See, with some of this stuff, it can seem so innocent. We're just warning you, that's all we can do is admonish. Stick with what we have authorized. You'll be safe. Stop doubting. He didn't say it's okay if you're a little slow to doubt. No, stop it. So that's Jesus' counsel there. Stop doubting. We don't have a legitimate basis for doubt. Doubt has to be rid from our minds. Whatever it's about, convince yourself, go back over why you came in the truth, the unity we enjoy doctrinally.
I'm not saying that those things that might cause us to doubt are not true. I'm saying despite that, we must believe. We have to believe our beliefs, and we have to doubt our doubts.
First, doubt your doubts before you doubt your faith.
Some have immersed themselves in internet materials that magnify, exaggerate, and in some cases invent shortcomings of early church leaders. Then they draw incorrect conclusions that can affect testimony.
Stay in the boat. Use your life jackets. Hold on with both hands. Avoid distractions.
We might remind the sincere inquirer that internet information does not have a truth filter. Some information, no matter how convincing, is simply not true.
I think I thought I saw you try.